I'm definitely going to have another coffee after this.
I think I'm on my third already.
I'm on my second, so.
Bro, on the weekends, you know there's no caffeine curfew.
There's literally no limit to
So
anything.
there's no curfew, and I'm just ripping coffees.
There's no limit to
Cars,
anything.
look at this setup, dude.
I know, it's nice.
Look,
Wait,
we
did we test the mics? They're good?
Yeah, they're good. Yours is a little,
She
went through it a little bit.
Deformed.
Oh, you got a twister?
No, but I like her the way she is.
I know, but...
You don't see me playing with yours.
Yeah, because mine's good.
No, she's the way I like her.
There we go.
Thick.
Hell yeah, we are back and better than ever. So, real quick beef. So we got these mic stands, and they're awesome. Shout out to Amazon. However, we're putting them together, and they gave us different parts. So this one is perfect height for this. That one...
We needed a male, and they gave us a female. Or they needed a female, you know, the screws things?
Yeah. They
So-
misgendered the mic stand.
Yeah, now
Now you have to add the
got
extra layer.
I got a dwarf. Or I got a, not a dwarf.
It works out though. Now we don't have to. I don't know what to do with my hand. Oh, I can hold my coffee.
That's what I'm doing. I said to you,
I can hold my phone,
there's
my notes.
So many things for activity.
Yeah. Why am I so far behind?
Behind.
Yeah, it's because I like leaning up against this.
Well, it's because I'm wearing my hat backwards, so I moved my
Yeah, chair up.
I moved my chair up so the
Wait,
brim
I
wouldn't
just
hit it.
can't lean back like you. You know what happens to me.
Lean back.
All right. What episode 23?
No, we did 23.
24.
Because
We got episode
there was a
24.
goat 23.
Yeah. So today is Sunday, June. I almost said July. Sunday, June 15th.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. The goats. Monday, so tomorrow, episode 23 comes out. That was a good one. We were talking a little about cross training, CrossFit, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And today, let's jump into it. How you feeling first off?
I feel good.
Legs all right?
Yeah, legs are good. How are you?
Last day of your big step challenge push, huh?
Yeah.
You gotta be dying to be done.
Yeah, I'm happy to be done. I was inspired by you yesterday. So just a little background. I'm staying with Anthony for the weekend. We're just chilling,
Vibing.
just vibing, and
The best place on earth. Jersey Shore.
yeah, the Jersey
Jersey.
Shore, having a good time. Walk me through what you did yesterday morning because it was inspiring to witness, and like I obviously didn't watch all the ins and outs of every part of your training yesterday, but just the mindset around it and how dialed you were in starting the whole week, because you talked about it to me the whole week, but specifically the night before, the morning of, throughout the whole thing, and then just like as your boy hanging with you after and just like feeling the weight off your shoulders because I know you wanted to get that done.
Oh, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong. So I'm right now training for an Ironman that's gonna be in November, and part of the training usually you would do a half Ironman, like you would do a half marathon, you do a half Ironman, but these things are so expensive. The Ironman alone costs like $1,000, dude. So plus that doesn't include like the travel, the mechanics on your bike, like all the stuff that goes along with it. It's such an expensive sport. So I'm lucky enough to have the ability to do a full triathlon on my own. So that's what I did. I did a half Ironman, 70.3 miles. So it's a 1.2 mile swim, a 56 mile bike, and then a half marathon. And I banged it out. It went so smooth. Literally could not go perfect. I had one mishap and I dropped my bottle in the first 15 minutes of the bike. But like, dude, other than that, I like crazy because it was on my own, but that even goes into the success of it. But I mean, I even said it to you right before. I was like, dude, I don't have to be doing this. But I mean, dude, I said it to you after as well. I was like, this is exactly why I do it, because I call them fist bump moments, or just like, you just create moments where you're just so proud of yourself, dude, so happy. So like, obviously I'm on a high of a high right now because I'm a day out of that. But it just comes down to what we always talk about, dude. is I just created a moment for no reason, but I just created an opportunity for myself to be genuinely proud of myself. And I'm damn proud of myself. I'm so happy.
Yeah, good for you.
It was, and looking back, like, yeah, it sucked, but it was fun, man. Like, I didn't have to pay $500. I did it all on my own. There's an aspect to it where doing it on your own, you have more of a sense of pride because you like literally just woke up on a Saturday morning and went for it. I mean, there was obviously so much plan and preparation for it. I knew I was gonna do this around June or July. Didn't know exactly when, but I set that goal in January, beginning of the year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because I set it halfway from January when I started training to November 1st, which is the race, as part of like my big training race. I always incorporate like a big training race. Like you would incorporate a half marathon in a marathon training block. Same thing. And worked up to it, crushed it, and now I'm going to take a nice little deload week. And then
Oh, yeah, you deserve that.
during the deload week, I'm going to create the 24-week plan and get right back at it.
That's awesome. Specifically, we talked about fueling for endurance, if not last episode, the episode before by the time this airs. And I didn't know much about it, but it was very cool to witness firsthand the fueling for it on your end, because obviously
Disgusting amount.
that's one of like the biggest races. I mean, you did half of it, but even that, like, you walk through what it was. It took you 5 hours.
Well,
Like
so
nonstop.
there's 4 triathlon distances in total. A sprint and the Olympic are the lower ones. Olympic is the one that you see in the Olympics. And then after that, you get into the Ironmans. There's a 70.3 Ironman, which is 70.3 is the total miles across all 3 sports, and then 140.6. So the 140.6 is the full Ironman. 70.3 is half Ironman, but 70.3 is the one that the professionals compete in because they can do like 6 a year rather than like the Ironmans that you're really only doing 1 or 2 a year. I'm only doing 1, so it's weird. Yes, it's a half Ironman, but like that's also the competitive distance as
Right.
well. Yeah. So the number is just the total distance across a swim, bike, run. It's always swim, bike, run. And then all the distances I just mentioned, they're just gonna double, and that's what I'm training for in November.
Yeah, well, so back to my point of the fueling, it was super cool we just talked about it. I knew nothing about the fueling for endurance. And then to watch you do it. Like, the race took you about 5 hours. I don't know your exact time, but 7 a.m. you jumped in the water. I watched you jump in the water. You just start clapping.
Slow.
Dude, but it was so cool. It was 7 a.m. Like, I watched you
Was it
swim
smooth?
off. I watched you swim off, and it, like, the water was somewhat calm because it was still early, and no boats were out, and all you heard was clap, clap,
That is cool.
clap, clap. So it was, like, cool to see that. And then, but 5 hours was not just the race for you. You had to wake up, like we talked about it, you had to wake up 2 hours before and get carbs in to get you ready. And that doesn't include the day before, everything you did the day to lead up to it, nutrition-wise, to get yourself ready. So yes, the race was 5 hours, and obviously you've been training for weeks, but more I'm talking about months. Sorry, no disrespect, but I'm more talking
None
about
taken.
I'm more talking about the fueling for it, the 48 hours all the way up into the 2 hour mark before, and then what we talked about during. Like, you had all your gels laid out the night before of when you're eating, when you're drinking. You said you lost your bottle. You had like 4 bottles maybe throughout the race.
4, yeah.
Yeah, three bike, 1 run, and you had bars and gels, and it was cool to see, like, the not only you like have a goal and go get it, but the preparation and like well thought out, because you didn't just go out and do it, like, you did it right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well,
I know
it's-
that's a mental for you too, of like, hey, not being scattered. Like, I want everything the way.
It is, but dude, it's also like this thing. It's five and a half hours. Like, it's gonna be hard. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can.
Right.
So like the training that went into it, the reason I did months of training, and why I did this race for the main race is because it's just gonna make it so much easier. I had such a great race yesterday because of that preparation, all the training, and then dude, like the nutrition we talked about on that episode. Like, if you get your nutrition right, and it really just comes down to numbers and then execution. If you just get your nutrition right, like no matter what sport, it's gonna make it so much easier. Now, when you get into more of the extreme endurance sports, you got to be extreme. But so this was fun because essentially what I did was I started 2 days before. I did a 2-day carb load. First day was around 400 grams of carbs. Second day was around 500 grams. As you can tell from me, big thing is like quality. Like I cannot sacrifice the quality of my food. So I eat the same food, just a lot of, so like my carbs were fruit, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, and like 3 or 4 loaves of sourdough.
Oh my God.
Sourdough heaven this weekend.
That's all I've ate this weekend, literally. I think.
So, and then day of I had, woke up at 5 a.m. First thing I had to do.
Sourdough?
Thick piece of sourdough.
Did you put anything on top of it?
Nothing,
or you just
straight up.
Raw dogged it?
A raw, yeah.
Sorry.
No, I made that mistake last time.
Oh, right. Clip it.
And then, yeah, because you want to get something in 2 hours before the swim. You don't want anything like sitting and rumbling in your stomach. But then following that, dude, like 30 minutes before was like 2 BPN Go gels and then nothing during the swim. And then it was calculated. Like I had real food in between the transitions. 3 bottles on the bike, dropped 1, but you got to adapt. That was that was a good learning experience. I had 1 during the run, and then I had like 3 gels during the bike and 3 gels during the run. Like it was, I said it to you beginning. You asked me, you're like, what is going to make this a successful race? I was like, dude, this is a nutrition race. Like I was really hoping to just hammer down the nutrition because it's only going to get harder as the distance increases. But it was, it was cool. I just, you know me, dude. I'm a prep. Like if you just over prepare and you're so ready, I kind of have this. Hormozy has this take about like anxiety and like public speaking. He's like, or like hard meetings or something like that. He goes like, anxiety is just a lack of preparation. So,
Fair.
Dude, if you're just prepared and you're confident, then the only anxiousness that you're gonna feel is like, for me, it was literally jumping in the water. I just had to get in. The hardest part was just
you hate jumping in the water.
The hardest part, I'm telling you, I knew I was going to be good just the second after I jumped in. The hardest part of yesterday was jumping in the water. Isn't that great? Like that, I'm not kidding you.
And then your little safety buoy just floating away.
Dude, so that's why my swim was slow.
It's just so great. Like
I know.
I've been to your house a few times now, and I've watched you swim in the bay. I haven't seen anyone else do a training in the bay. Just clapping with their buoy on.
Dude, I mean, my race is Florida, so the conditions.
I know.
So the
I'm
same.
just saying. Like,
yeah, it is. It's
just cool.
Dude, it's
what was it?
scary.
It took you 45 minutes. I was sitting on the deck, like, waiting for you to come back. This sounds so weird. Like I sound like your wife. Like I was just sitting out back, like on the deck, like just waiting for you to come back, like a puppy with
I
like
asked
between
you to
your
be there. I gave you the time, just because. Dude,
I went for a run. Well, I went for a run, came back, and I was like, all right, he's about to get out. Let me go look, bro. So you said 45 minutes, and you were like, it'll take me 45 minutes.
46.
So I was gonna say you were a little late. So at like a minute late, but at like 4,
I was dead?
At 43, I didn't see you because I was like, I should probably be able to see him because it's gonna take him like 2 minutes from my viewpoint to like get to where we are. And at like 43, I didn't see you. I was like, of course, the one day I'm supposed to watch him, he's gone. He's gone. I lost him. He's like Nemo out at sea. And
I got a lucky fin.
I know.
I got a lucky fin.
And then all you hear is. Just off the water. Off the water, yeah.
I don't know if that's good form-wise. I'm not a good swimmer. So, dude, this is a duplicate of my Olympic triathlon that I did last year. Miserable swim. So below average. Like, I was, like, running the stats through ChatGPT, and they were like, yeah, you're not a swimmer.
You ain't it.
No. So, it was a 2:14 pace, so any swimmers out there know that's pretty damn slow.
I would love to pump. I mean, we're 14 minutes in, and we've been pumping your tires, but I'm gonna pump it one more. You just brought yourself down. So you swam how many miles? 2?
1.2.
1.2 miles. Sorry. Ice cube. You swam 1.2 miles. You biked 54?
56.
56. So after he swims 1.2 miles, bikes, did I get it wrong? 1.4 miles?
No, you got it.
1.2 miles, bikes 56. You are now, what, 3 hours in? No,
Bike
more
took
than
3
that.
hours, so 3:46.
You're 3 hours and 46 minutes in.
3:50.
This kid rips a 6:30,
26.
6:26 half marathon, 13 miles, 13.1. Well, you actually overran it. You ran
I
14.
miscalculated.
You did fitness nonstop for 3 hours and 45 minutes, and then you were like, fuck it, for the last hour and a half, let me just run this ridiculous running pace for 13.1 miles, 14 miles because you overran it.
Yeah, look,
You're a nut job.
I shocked myself. But I said this to you yesterday. I was like, dude, it's wild to say this, but it's kind of easier running off the bike because your perception of speed. So, like, when you're on the bike, dude, you're going 20-ish miles per hour. So when I get off the bike and I start running, no matter what pace you're at, it feels so slow. So I was telling Carson a story yesterday. When I got off the bike, you have about like a 5-minute transition, and I start running, and I thought I was moving so slow. So I ran for the first 5 minutes and then checked my pace, and it said 6 minutes. But my distance is in kilometers, so I thought it was minutes per K. So I was like, oh, wow, I'm going pretty slow. And then I was like, wait.
But you didn't really care because it wasn't. You had times in your head, but it wasn't really the goal. Wasn't times. It was the feeling.
Yeah, and also the first mile anyway, you're just letting your balloon of legs just flush out. So because you can always make it up. But I was like, wait, but my watch has never been in minutes per K. So I was like, all right, let me just get to the first mile mark. I knew where it was, and then I checked my watch, and I was literally at 6 minutes, and I was like, oh, we're cooking. And then, but we're cooking. I was still in low zone 3, so I was like, all right, well, if I didn't look at that and I just went by feel, I could maintain this. Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me just. I was going with the wind for 4 miles. I was like, let me just get 4 miles down the road.
Hand up.
No, it worked out though.
Hand up. Anthony goes. So I went for a run while he was doing the swim. At the transition to the bike, he goes, "Yo, which way's the wind going?" I go, "Left to right." He comes, and I'm sitting there as he's coming back from the bike to transition to the run. I'm sitting there, like, waiting for him, because you don't have your phone, so, like, we were just going up based-off times. And, like, I was daydreaming, like, whatever. And then, like, I started to think about it. I'm looking at my shirt. I'm like, wind's going right to left. I'm like, I think I fucked that up
real quick.
And then
I found it on the bike, though.
You finished whatever we were chatting. We were eating lunch or something. And you go, oh, yeah, by the way, you were dead wrong on the wind. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how I don't know how you messed that up, but I was so confident. I was like, it's left to right.
So confident. I was like, all right, cool. But I would do going with the wind. It was beautiful because I was like getting pushed. But then I turned around. Now I'm getting wind in my face. It was a headwind. Pelted. It started raining.
Oh, yeah, it started pouring.
But I was like, all right, don't look at the watch. Let's just go by feel again. And let's just get through the first mile into the wind. So that got me through mile 5. And then I looked down. I was at 6:30. And I was like, all right, like, let's hold a sub 7. Ended up holding the 6:30 for the next, like, 8 miles or 6 miles against the wind. And then coming back, it was like the last 3. I was like, with the wind again, I was like, I'm full sending it.
You're good.
No, yeah, I don't want to. It was a good time. I was very happy you got to experience that.
Oh, yeah,
especially because you're going to see the full, but it was
I'm just thinking
enjoyable.
I'm just thinking like it's US Open right now for golf. If I was someone's caddy and I was just like, yeah, wind's going left to right, just immediately in the water.
Yeah.
Like their balls.
I found out real quick. I was hyped because I was going 22 miles into the wind, but
But you were like,
I was not
damn, Carson, fuck
no,
me
because
up.
I turned around and I was going 15 or 16 miles per hour. Real quick.
Oh, so good. Though.
No, but dude, the whole thing with that is the reason I was so happy you were coming this weekend was yes to help me, but just to show you that because Dude, the hardest part about this sport is I'm all on my own. Like training wise, no one has seen me swim, and it's been 6 months of training for the swim. Like this sport has been a very lonely sport. I can't do really any extra lifts or any extra workouts, which is why I can't wait for it to be done. But that's why it's special, kind of showing you the insights.
It's been a banging weekend. We got another full Sunday ahead of us.
The boys have been dogging this weekend out.
We got a full. Damn, whoever just flew by, you feel that shake?
Nah.
Oh. Yeah, it's a great weekend, and we got today to finish it up. It's been gloomy though. But nothing.
Yesterday was tough.
Nothing the vibe can't handle.
Nah. Just talk to me. What you got going on?
I'm just chilling. I can't wait to have another one of these Starbucks coffees. These things are so good.
Brother, you can just get them at the stores.
I know.
It's easy.
I know, it's the
Get them
best.
everywhere.
What do you got going on?
I just talked about it for 20 minutes.
I know, but... I know you did.
What do you mean? That's literally the only thing I got going on, and it's done.
That's not true.
The other thing I got going on is I'm grubbing like you wouldn't believe.
Oh. No, we got some good stuff going on with Mano Wellness in general.
Always keeping it moving.
I would love for you to peel back a layer on Mano Wellness a little bit. On
Onions got layers.
Yeah, onions got layers. There's a lot going on. So we have the podcast, obviously, which is just like one little wrinkle of Mano Wellness.
So much fun.
So yeah, it's more of like a fun factor at this point. But
honestly, yes, it's for Mano, but like, I feel like it's just like for us.
Yeah, it's just I don't even consider it really much of that. But we got mobile training, we got corporate fitness, we got webinars, corporate wellness, we got webinars, banging merch.
Oh, I didn't hang the blue shirt up. Lost.
The blue shirt is nice. What do we got up? So just I want to hear your thoughts on where Mano Wellness is at the moment, and what you're most excited about.
I mean, that's a toughie. It's a very open question. Here's the deal. Don't get me wrong. I have, because we talk about this in planning a lot. I have a 1 year goal, 5 year goal, 3 year goal, 5 year goal. I have all these goals, but dude, there's like there is a point to it, but there's also not a point to it, because the 1 year goals that I've set, and even like the 5 year goals, like 6 months into this year, they're so irrelevant. But that's just the reality of like entrepreneurship. Like,
yeah.
Cool, have set those goals, but dude, you go on the fly. You try stuff out. It's like a video game, man. You like try stuff out, see if it works. If it doesn't work, you gotta adapt. Most of the time, it's not gonna work. You gotta evolve. Something's gonna fail, then you gotta change it up. You have like, especially for me, there's a lot of humility in it, where I really gotta hone in on like finding our weaknesses and my weaknesses, because that's what I gotta hone in on. So there's no direct answer, because yeah, we have all those things going on, mobile fitness and corporate wellness being the core two, and then our coaching program has been absolutely awesome. So like helping not only like real people, but then helping the coaches like build an actual career is pretty cool. But dude, it's what I'm starting to realize is the coolest part is the brand and the culture building. Because our services and our products are awesome, and our coaches are awesome. But what's even better is like kind of the culture we're creating.
Yeah.
The mindset, the people that are within it, the people that come in it, they kind of adapt to it right away. So to answer your question, my main focus and where I see Mano going is just giving someone something to identify with. Because a lot of people kind of need that identity for that like long-term passion, for something to wake up and get after. And if we can create that for someone, and that identity being just human enhancement,
Yeah.
like optimal performance, dude, that's so cool. So that's what's been fun. It's just creating that community. We have such a great in-person community at at USH. We have so a great community of podcast listeners, like just creating these micro communities in the mass scale. And bro, every single person involved is just a good person, good values, just wants to do well for themselves, for the community. How awesome is that? And then how could that not just impact the world in a positive way? So with that focus, everything under that we're doing is just with that in mind. You keep the brand culture in mind, and then you just build under that.
You keeping the end in mind?
Always.
Damn, mine's on the bottom.
Yeah, you messed that one up. But
I'm not gonna do that now.
But yeah, we're gonna keep adapting. We're as you know, I was talking to you yesterday. We're adapting our corporate wellness program, coming up with a really cool service for that. It's gonna involve the mobile fitness too, which is really cool. We got more coaches coming on board, which is awesome. So we should be sitting around. We're at 9 right now. Gonna be sitting around 10. That's just gonna continue to grow. We have such a cool team of coaches. They work so hard. They're awesome. They have a direct impact on that culture that I was talking about. But man, like we were talking about this too. Love the journey and the build and what Mano is becoming. But dude, for me personally, it has been just a life fulfilling job. I don't even want to call it a job. It's not even a job. I truly don't feel like I work. I truly don't. Like this, I get to sit in front of a mic and talk. Like I get to build and do whatever I want to do with my own schedule. Like I could never give up that value of my freedom of time. Because yes, it obviously goes the other way. I work way more hours than like a 9 to 5, but I choose the hours. I choose what I get to work on. There's obviously stuff that I don't necessarily love doing.
Yeah, but
it's part of it. But then you bring people in, and now that I'm starting to figure out a way to bring people in and get help, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And that's kind of the whole idea of the coaching program too. I want the coaches to kind of get that same value of the freedom of their time, and then also that same idea of building a business, building a brand. I don't want this thing to be me, dude. It's not. That's why I switched from Mano training to Mano Wellness. I want us to be anyone that has their hands involved is part of the build. And I need that. I'm just one guy. I'm one brain. Need more. So that's the coolest part.
Yeah, I'm excited to just like watch it. I mean, I've been watching it since day one, but just continue to evolve. It's evolved so much already, and much.
Look, we got mic stands.
That's what I'm saying. Well, mine's a little.
These weren't cheap.
No?
Yeah, they were. I mean, clearly.
They're perfect though. No, I'm just excited to continue to see the growth, and watch you just like excel from the sidelines.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I can't wait to not be training for this thing because I would have a lot more time.
And the boys
But
I'd
I'd be lying. Huh?
Jack.
I'd be lying if I didn't say one directly
Oh yeah,
positively impacts the other.
for sure it does.
What at least from the community side of things, because you've been obviously involved with the pod and everything, but you're also involved in the in-person community of Mano.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about the community, the culture? Like, do you feel that? Is that out there yet? Like, how would you describe the people in it now that you're getting a closer look?
Specifically, the in-person training, like the mobile van training during lunchtime sessions, everyone looks forward to it. Like, no question about it.
Especially on a sunny day, dude.
Are you going to the workout at lunch? Are you not? And everyone says yes. And the only reason they said they can't is if like they have a calendar meeting for lunch, and that person, he or she, is upset that they can't go. They're like, no, I have a meeting. Like, I wish. But can you send me the workout after? Like, everyone is just... I think at first it was more just like, hey, let's go to the workout. It's something for us to do. And then it turned into a community. And then past the community, like, everyone's friendly. Everyone talks to each other outside of the lift. So it grew friends within the business, which... That's what a business should want, right? You come in for this lunchtime workout, all of a sudden you just created a core a core group of people who not only are working towards a goal of being healthier and getting better and probably more productive, but like the culture within that group of people of friendliness, joking around, busting on each other, like going through hard times together, because workouts aren't always easy, but like you kind of create like a family type environment where that's what you want in the workplace from an employer standpoint, in my opinion. But also as an employee, like that's what you want as to be an employee. Like you want that community type build. So seeing that has been and being a part of that has been awesome. And just like pushing each other. Like I'm there's multiple people in the class. Like it's do 10 push-ups at this section, like incline push-ups. And it's just like you can, if you need to do it a little easier, you do it with your knees. If not, it's like I look over, I'm like, I'm doing knees today, and like pushing somebody else, and then like, they're chirping me, pushing me back. But it's all in good fun. Like the community that has evolved from just a hey, it's something for us to do at lunch to we look forward to it now, and it's a part of who we are is special.
So that is awesome. The one thing you said was people are upset that they're going to miss the workout.
Yeah.
Right, which is never the case.
No.
But also, so that kind of dawns on me because I really want to start, and I think we're going to, not a run club, but like a workout club, because we have the value of mobile gym. So, and the reason I thought about this is exactly what you were saying, dude. It's like, you connect with people so well and so much better with like physical activity involved, because you're all doing something hard. The physical activity like actually makes you feel good, the endorphins. So everyone's just genuinely happier. You're kind of just setting up an environment that everyone's just in a good vibe. So that would be pretty fun if we had like a workout club where we go to a park with a mile loop. People can run if they want to run. We'll set up an open gym style. Bring drinks, bring whatever, have a good time, and a little social, John. I think that'd be a good time. But dude, it's the in-person stuff, especially post-COVID, where
people want it.
Yeah, dude, we had a big shift, and then it's now shifting the other way. It's important. It's really important.
Just super excited to continue to see where this thing goes.
We're moving, and I ain't stopping, dude.
I know.
I've said it too, like. One of our core values is driven by the journey, and that's kind of what I was getting at. Was, dude, it's so much fun. I made a LinkedIn post the other day about comparing life to a video game and how like you're creating your own.
Dude, that one was so good. I told you I was thinking I had like comments, like the concept of a comment in my head, but couldn't formulate it into a well organized thought to put it on LinkedIn.
So. I love this idea, and I thought about it. I posted something briefly, like touching on it, but essentially what I did was I compared our life to NBA 2K.
Yeah,
and
it was awesome.
You start with a my player, but they're always like overall 60. They suck. So many weaknesses, but you're also good enough to play with the big dogs, right? So what you have to do throughout the my player or just the journey of life is you gotta identify the weaknesses, so that you can improve those overall ratings, so that it improves your overall. But dude, it's so well correlated because you can see the areas in 2K that you suck at. And then I remember in 2K, like you can like go to practice and improve your 3-point shot or whatever it is. Dude, it's the same thing in life, but the only caveat is like we have to identify those weaknesses. They're not in front of us. But once you do, which has been a big focus on me, which is why I'm so excited. Once you do, you just get better, dude.
So you know the comment that I had, but I couldn't articulate.
Now once you say, you got to comment it too.
All right, fine. We'll work up how to word it. But my comment to it was like, so if you start at 60, right, and the goal is to get to 99, that's gonna take your whole life, right? Because you'll always be chasing the 99. In my head, that's how I'm interpreting it. Everyone can interpret their own.
Yes, but this is cool. I think that's also why 2K only goes up to 99. You're never going to be 100.
So my point is, when you go from a 60 to say 65 or 70, and you play like crap one game, but like the next game, you might score 15, and you're like, yo, my player's getting better, and how excited you get.
Yeah.
Like, get excited in those little moments in life as you're growing, enjoying that. And like you said, enjoying the journey, but like, it doesn't even have to be something big. Like, there's 82 games in a basketball season. You're still one of the worst players in the league, but you had a good game. Enjoy that.
And
like,
it's your
you
first
get so
season.
happy. So just correlate that to life. Like, there's little things that happen in life. Take a step back and enjoy those little things that happen.
Breaking off that, because that's a great example, is just like you have seasons in 2K, you're gonna have seasons in life. That first season is going to be so bad.
But there are moments in there.
But you're gonna
where you see
exactly.
it. Where you see it.
Yes.
And you get it. You can. It's okay to get excited.
Well, I said in the post too. I said you're gonna go from 60 to 65, 65 to 70, but then you're gonna go back to 67, and then you're gonna have to get back to work harder. Then you're gonna get back up to 70. Then you're gonna get to 75. And then the next season starts, and maybe you start the season at 70 because you had a little partying over the off season. Right now you're back at 70, but now your ceiling's even higher, so you end up getting into 80. Like, bro, it's the delayed gratification in the journey of life. And you know what's cool is at the end when you are Kobe or MJ and you are a 99 overall.
Oh, no LeBron.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it. Yeah, you're proud that you're 99, but that's not where these guys find their pride. They're so happy about the amount of seasons they had to play to get there.
Mm-hmm.
They always say that. They always say how it's not about the trophies and the number of them. It's the work that had to go into it because they showed up every day.
There's also like you can get to the top, and it's just like that in life and business and whatever. You may be at the top, which is hard to get to, but there's always more accomplishments and goals to chase. Like, MJ was the greatest of all time, debatably, but say he was. There's always still another championship out there you can get.
Always.
There's always still another MVP out there you can get. There's always another $1 billion you can make. There's always another $100 you can make. Like, there's always more stuff to chase. It's just, is there someone in front of you, or are you chasing like a ghost of yourself?
But here's the thing too, like going back to Mano and like me being driven by the journey, bro. I had this thought too. I was like, all right, what is going to be success in my eyes when it comes to building Mano? And I was like, I don't know what that ceiling is. I don't know what that end is, because the whole reason I started this was to create a journey, to have something to wake up every single morning and like ready to attack. Why would I want that to end?
Yeah.
Like, I want that to keep going. That's why I started in the first place. So if there's an end to Mano, then there's an end to my journey. Like, I don't view it as that way. I don't have a destination. That's really cool. Really cool to me.
Yeah.
Because then it leaves it wide open that we can just help as many people as possible, because there's no ceiling and no end result. But also, I have a lifelong journey and a lifelong passion. Now, whether that's Mano in 20 years, I have no idea. I don't know what season I'm going to be in. Hopefully it is. But either way, I'll just create a new journey off of what I'm doing right now.
The next chapter.
Next chapter. Like, after this race, I cannot wait for the next chapter of my physical journey. So, I think there's a lot of value in having something that's kind of that never-ending target. There's just no target. It's what you do. You keep it going. It's fun.
Very.
Yeah, that was a good post. I got a quick thing. I don't know if you have another question, but I got a quick thing. I want to talk about the sticker bundles.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I just remembered. So we're gonna do some giveaways, but an ongoing giveaway. We mentioned it with the t-shirts a couple episodes, but this is going to be an ongoing giveaway. If you want an awesome little sticker pack, they're in the box.
They're right there.
They're in the box.
Oh.
I have 5 different stickers. We got a blue one, white one, black one, gold one, and a Mano Pod one. If you want a little sticker pack, we'll send it
This
to you
is
in the
one of
mail.
them.
Oh, I have to keep the end of mine on. We'll
Oh,
send
you
it to
put
you.
that on your phone?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, right.
It actually looks sick with the black case.
All you gotta do is either share the pod with a friend, or give us a review on Spotify. And
You said this last time. Could you tell who gave reviews?
no, so you gotta let me finish. And once you do, send us a little DM and let us know. And we'll send some stickers your way. What? Because you
Yeah.
interrupted me.
I didn't.
Do you think they see us inside?
That guy definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look like psychos with just mics in front of our face.
Uh.
Hell yeah. Don't know what to call that episode, but that was us riffing.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it either. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know if you did enjoy it, because it was less like structured and more just like the boys chirping.
So, because we got two different styles going on. We got more of the topic ones, like the one we did for gut health and
The educational topical
yeah,
ones.
which are good. But dude, I love riffing, and that's kind of why we started just like walking talks.
Yeah. So, but we're also here to like we want you guys to like it as much as possible as well. So let us know what you like better.
Here's the idea around these ones, because we were talking about it on the deck yesterday. We were like, dude, the reason why we're together so much is because when we're together, we talk about things that make us better people. So every conversation we have, either of us gets something out of it, and like something to act on that we can change. I kind of just want to bring that conversation to everyone listening, so
That's
that
fair.
they can just be a fly on the wall, listening, and be like, all right, that's a really good perspective, or that's somehow that I can take into my life, like that 2K example. Find the areas that you're weak, improve on them, and like, so I think that just bringing the really cool conversations that we have to the pod, to the people. These are my favorite episodes. I love the education ones, but these ones are so cool because it's the same idea with the community of Mano is giving people the opportunity to have a discussion that maybe they can't have with some of the people in their current environment.
Well said.
Share,
Like and subscribe.
message us when you do.
We'll
We'll
stickies?
send you a little sticky
For the
because we're gonna have to get your address for the mailing, and we'll be happy to send them. We're gonna get into episode 25.
Hell's
25,
2.5's a big number.
big numby,
Let's go.
halfway to 50. Appreciate you all listening.
Have a week.
Peace.